G'day and welcome to Queensland Farmer. Well, I've made the decision to replace this tank. This is the tank you would have seen in the previous video with a leak in the side. It's not the first leak that we've had in this tank, so I think it's time for it to be repurposed. While I'm here though, I think it's a good opportunity to reconsider how we're using this area. You'll see over here that we've had previously tried to grow pawpaws, and whilst the pawpaws were growing great, there was a lot of fungus coming on them and we didn't seem to be able to address that. So we're going to abandon that idea. We'll pull all those pawpaws out today. There's also a fair bit of giant panic here and a bit of blue top weed. What we may in fact end up doing is putting a second tank in here and setting these up in parallel so we can carry a little bit more water. The challenge of course is that we've got a roof line that we need to drain from, and hopefully what we can have happen is they will just equalise between them and we can carry twice as much capacity. I guess what we'll do is we'll start clearing this out. We have found that the giant panic in this area is favoured by the cattle, so we often just cut some of that off and feed that to the cattle over the fence. It keeps them quite interested in coming up and saying g'day. What's inside this area though is that there's an old tree here that has been here for many years. I'm hoping that it's had enough time to rot away, because I'm actually hoping to get some way to pull that giant tree stump out and have the opportunity to put that second tank in. But either way, we'll give it a tidy up today, and you'll see some before and afters. Okay, hey, thanks for watching. I'll talk to you soon. There's a paddock full of grass, but they really love this giant panic. Well, I haven't needed to use that winch for quite some time, so it was a good opportunity to give that a go, make sure it's still serviceable, which it is. You can see here we've got a bit of aloe vera and some other plants here. We'll probably leave the aloe vera where it is and we'll move those other flowers out of here. Just had a quick look around that tree and I can see that it's really rotting quite well, so hopefully I won't need to get an excavator in here to pull it out. I can just pull it out with the ute or the tractor, but time will tell. It would be nice to have this area clear so I can put a second tank in there, but even if I can't, I certainly need to tidy this area up. With the nearly 500 mils of rain we've had over the last 3 months, this part of the garden has just gone crazy, so it'll be a good opportunity to tidy it up. And when we do have people stay in this granny flat that we've got here, it's not looking like a jungle, and not harbouring those sorts of things you don't want it to harbour, rats, snakes, those sorts of things that appear out in the countryside. Okay, so we'll get into the next stage. This was once a pretty large tree to have beside these buildings. I'm pleased the previous owners took it out. You can see that it's starting to rot away though. Yep, that's what I expected. They're termites, not the sort of thing you want to have around your buildings, but obviously doing a great job here, turning this old tree into food. Nice couple of worms there as well. Just shows how healthy it is. Anyway, the next stage is we'll hook on the winch to these poor trees and we'll rip those down as well. We'll just see how adventurous we can get. Maybe pull that stump out. We'll just see how it goes. It is still pretty wet here, so I really don't want to dig up the lawn by dragging up against these trees. But like I say, we'll see how it goes. Well, that winch certainly proved to be pretty handy. I pulled that tree stump out and I really wasn't expecting that. It's a 4,500 pound or I think 2,200 kilo winch, and it's only 12 volts, so it did pretty well to pull that out. There's quite a few worms on that, so I'm going to leave that a little while for it to drop those worms back in this garden. And it looks like the rain's going to start again. So for now I'll park this video. Thank you for watching. Next time you see this area, we'll be having a go at this. So we've driven the ATV, dragging the trailer behind it down to yet another gully that we've got here. You can see this gully's actually got a fair bit of grass growing in it already, which is great. And in fact, you can see a little bit of water in there as well. We have had a lot of rain, certainly in the last month, around 300 mils. Haven't had really any proper rain for a couple of days now, so we're certainly running away. What I thought I'd do is use this green waste and just create a small leaky weir just here. Far better than throwing it onto a burn pile and sending it into the air. Okay, so let's kick that off. Well, that's certainly a good sized leaky weir. Hopefully, as that breaks down, that will definitely slow the water down if it doesn't do it already. I just noticed that there's been water running down here for so long now. There's algae. So Yes, we've had plenty of rain. Plenty. Look at this stump now. This is left over from a pretty big tree. I've run a strap all the way up into the back of the tractor, which is a little tow hitch. I've left it on the road, so there's actually stone underneath where that grass is, so hopefully it's not going to sink down and dig a hole. What I'll do is I'll put it in lowest of low and just creep forward just to see what happens. Hopefully we'll break that tree free from the ground, and then I can move it away. Well, that certainly came out with a bit of a bang, so hopefully we capture that on video. What we ended up doing is digging some holes around here to try and open up the earth a bit. A lot of those roots are just rotten. And I mentioned earlier in the video about snakes. Well, there is actually a snake in there. I saw it before. It's only a little one. It's probably about this big, but there is a snake in there somewhere. Anyway, we'll avoid that. We're hoping to pull out the rest of this, but cognizant that there's a snake in there. I didn't get to see what its head is, so I don't know if it's a dangerous one or whatever, but treat them all as though they're dangerous, and hopefully we'll get some footage of it if it does a wild escape. I'm just looking out for that snake, but I haven't seen it yet. Okay, well, that's about half of it. So the plan is to try and get enough room in here so we can get the rope down inside here, or this line that we're using down inside here, and we can just pull half of this at one time. More chance of pulling it out before we rip up the ground, given how wet it's been. I am in four-wheel drive, but that's made a good noise. Oh, there we go. As you can see, that wood's rotted, and check out all these termites. This is what does damage to your houses, and obviously they're having a good old feed here. This is a little too close to our infrastructure, so it'd be good to get rid of these. Okay, I'll keep at it. And despite having the tractor in four-wheel drive, it just kept slipping. So I managed to dig a couple little channels there, but we can soon fix that up. Well, the tree beat us. We couldn't get this part of the tree out. It's just too solid. We ended up ripping that ground apart, as you saw. So we've left the tree here. We've fully mulched the area, and I'm sure you agree that it looks quite different. We've left some agapanthus there and some aloe vera, and what we'll do is, if we ever get an excavator on site again, we'll get them to come and dig this out. But until then, we'll leave the mulch nice and thick here. This will keep this soil building over time, and this potentially could be another veggie garden for us. Well, thank you for watching. If you haven't already, please like this video and subscribe to the channel. Bye for now.